I was third speaker in the debating team. This one time I pretended to have written a song that I didn't write, and the guilt built up inside me for years until I finally told them, and they didn't care. So I didn't really learn any lesson there. Maybe that makes it really hard for you to trust me, or maybe not. But my name is actually Tom, and you can call me Scott. My first CD was Savage Garden by Savage Garden, right? That's going to include my first singles, which were in order: No Mercy's Where Do You Go, E17 Stay, and Mark Morrison's Return of the Mac. That may sound like a list of music purchases that I could be ashamed of, but I would reply with A, I like different music now. B, I still have those CDs. C, I actually still like those CDs. And D, fuck you, music is universal. I contracted shingles when I was 20, and it was the most painful thing I've ever experienced, and I couldn't leave the house for several months. I contracted shingles because I stayed up for 2 days straight producing my first song in a bad American accent. The doctor said that no food and no sleep means your immune system gives up, and mine just gave up. I still have echoes of the scars down the right side of my chest. I still have echoes of the screams when I couldn't sleep because I was in too much pain, and I still remember every lyric to that song, so I guess it was totally worth it. I have no idols, or a better way to phrase it, I don't really respect celebrity. It's because this one time I met one of my musical heroes, and within 5 seconds he threatened to kill me. Within 5 minutes he'd punched a woman in a petrol station, and within 5 hours his blood was on my arm. There's more to that story, but I think I like it better this way. I'm left-handed, but don't read into that too much because I play guitar right-handed, I throw right-handed, and I kick right-footed. But my left eye works better and I can't move either eyebrow on their own. But I do vote left. My sister is so much better than me. My sister used to be in advertising, then changed careers in order to save the world. She has since switched back, but she is so good. When she was living in London, she contacted my favourite band who were in Nashville. They co-wrote a song via email. The band recorded it and sent it to me on my birthday. And it was about how this one time my sister beat me at Monopoly. And when I heard that song, I just cried. I've been paid for flipping burgers at Macca's and counting condoms at Cherry White Chemist, or opening the door at David Jones, mystery shopping at Boost Juice and Subway. I was supervising Sydney Aquarium, and I wrote all the copy for the Peters of Kensington website, from which I was fired, mind you, and I filed for unfair dismissal. And at no point have I considered any of them to be my job. I'm the only musician in my family, I'm the only left-handed person in my family, I'm the only blue-eyed person in my family, and if you're counting all the recessive genes and going, damn son, you are adopted, let it be known, for every difference in my family, there are 90 similarities, not limited to, we look exactly the same. Correction, my grandmother was a musician. Correction, I have a vague recollection of my grandmother playing the piano. Correction, I have a vague recollection of my father telling me that my grandmother could play the piano. But just by saying that sentence out loud, I think I've actually made myself a little bit sad. They say that the biggest regret in life is not spending time with people before they die, right? Wherever you are, Grandma, I know I'll understand that regret. But not yet, because you're still alive. If you were going to ask me, I would tell you my favourite colour is blue, but that doesn't mean anything because the visual images rarely excite me. Smells do not evoke any memories or make me nostalgic. Touch, on the whole, confuses me, and I have quite boring and immature and unpredictable taste buds. I like plain bread, sugar, and zucchini slice. Speaking of, I'm circumcised. I'm not making a judgment on whether that is a good or bad thing. I'm just letting you know that I'm being as open and honest as possible, revealing as much as I can. I could, of course, still be lying, but in order to prove this, I have to reveal much more, so please just have faith in me. But I've lost my faith. I don't say it's necessarily a bad thing, it's just that I've never really said it out loud before. Not that I suspected that any of you thought I was particularly religious, apart from my parents, who are probably hearing this for the first time now, though I suspect they already know. I know that they and the rest of my family will be incredibly disappointed in that fact, but I know that they're proud of everything else. My favourite movie of all time is Run Lola Run, where I'm much more vocal about my enjoyment of Fast and Furious 6, during which I actually applauded in the cinema 3 times. My favourite poem is about a butthole, and before you read into my fascination with the word anus, I'm going to let you know one of my favourite things in life is doing a poo. I have no reason for that, but I will say there is nothing more underrated in the entire universe than doing a good shit. Books rarely incite me, inspire me unless they break conventions of form and structure, or if they're non-fiction. Which is weird because despite that, I still find myself writing short, linear narratives. I know that vocabulary is really important, but if you're using too many words that are longer than 3 syllables, you're missing out on exactly what makes language so powerful and beautiful in the first place. I'm a Scorpio, but that obviously gives you no indication to the type of person I am whatsoever. If you're going to ask me why I love my girlfriend, I will say it's because she's beautiful, she's my closest friend, and the sex is brilliant. That, I know, sounds quite clinical rather than emotional, something which I'm often criticised for, but I would say calling someone my close friend, that has more weight for me than a black star. Or are they dense? I don't know, which is why I prefer to write sentences that make sense on the surface rather than having any deeper metaphorical implications. I'm a happy person. That's not a conscious decision, it's just that I think the universe is wonderful. I think that people can occasionally be awful, but I don't let that spoil my day. I've seen enough death in my friends and family to wonder, will it even shock me anymore? To test this theory, I could ask the universe to send me some, but that sounds like a really poorly thought out idea. Interesting fact, just 6 hours after I wrote that paragraph, my grandfather passed away. And I felt okay about it, so maybe I'm a psychopath. I know that I'm capable of anything, and I mean anything. I know that sounds quite idealistic, but to me, it's logical and rational. The same way that I know that you are just as capable too. Because I don't see time as a limitation or a currency. Time is a clock. It's not running out, but I guess even a clock needs a battery. Chances are that if I met you, I would find you to be a good and interesting person. It's because I like everyone and trust almost everyone immediately. Perhaps you think it's a dangerous thing to admit publicly, but I don't think it's dangerous because I trust you. Perhaps that's why I've been screwed over a couple of times. And I do notice I do hold a grudge, but I don't think it's a reason to change my mind yet. I'm terrified of great white sharks, but I love great white sharks. Meanwhile, I think killer whales must be the cunts of the sea. God, compared to great white sharks, killer whales are heartless bastards with a vendetta against happiness. Not that I believe in it, but if we had spirit animals, based on what I've just said, I guess I'd be a seal. I also have a special affinity with the platypus. You can read into that however you will, but for me, it's just because they're awesome. I prefer beta spirits. I don't like birthday cards, or for that matter, presents, and I can feel my blood bubbling if I haven't played guitar in more than 3 days. The way I want to die is by sitting on a bomb 1 minute before I turn 100. And I can hear you right now saying, that would be such a shame, 60 more seconds, hold on man, and you would have made a century. And I would say, what difference does it make? What a way to go, right? Now, it may not sound like I've told you much, but I've tried to tell you everything. At the very least, this is a list of facts about me. The facts that people seem to think is really important about getting to know someone. But this is my rosebud. It's an ineffective way of summing up who I am. Letting me know that I will answer any question you ask as honest and open as possible, no matter what you ask, how much you ask, or what you think you know. You'll never really know me unless I let you. I know that sounds really harsh, but it's true. I don't even know if you believe me or not, but my name is actually Tom Hogan, but you can call me Scott.